GMGP, good morning, good people. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all decided to wake up with us. You're sick. You're sick in the head. There's a lot of fantasy football shows out there, but I promise y'all, they not like us. Brock Bowers, you looked a little quicker than fast. What does that even mean? Redraft, dynasty, best ball, high stakes, we got you covered.
And that's MVS and Justin Watson.
With some of the dopest tools designed to help you cancel out the noise and dominate your leagues.
If there's a white wide receiver named Antoine, sign me up.
Maybe it's cultural. I don't know. In season or off season, rain, sleet, hail, and snow,
Comma, semicolon, period, next sentence.
to bring you the most actionable and entertaining content on YouTube. You don't go buy the dip on the Titanic.
Quarterback that you love, D-Bro. One of the best values in fantasy football.
Prop bets with my man Jay Rich.
Yes! Let's go!
So wipe the crust out of your eye, get you a cup of coffee. It's time to wake y'all asses up with Ray
And Jay.
in the morning.
My God.
How good is
Dude.
he? How good, baby? Let's get it, baby. GMGP. It is Monday, November 3rd, 2025. Y'all decided to wake y'all asses up with myself and my brother from another mother. Y'all know who it is, Jordan Richards. It's Wake Up with Ray and Jay every Monday, every Wednesday, and every single Friday, covering all things NFL, all things college, fantasy football, other worlds of sports. Doesn't matter what it is, my Dodgers getting it done. Hey, Drake taking more L's. It just doesn't stop. LA over everybody, baby. Getting it done over those Toronto Blue Jays. We got to talk NFL. Sunday night football, veteran quarterbacks getting it done. One of the most embarrassing losses. They should be ashamed of themselves. They absolutely should be ashamed of themselves. Green Bay Packers, my goodness, what are y'all doing? What the hell are y'all doing out there versus Carolina? My God, just shame. I should find the shame sounder and just play that all day anytime we mention the Green Bay Packers. Losing to Carolina, what are you doing? Jordan Love looks stank. Big-time injuries this weekend. We got a lot to talk about. And I see y'all in the chat. Colston Loveland had a big game. But get the hell out of here. Y'all didn't think it was going to happen. He had been shit all the way up until Sunday. And all it took was the great offensive elixir that is the Cincinnati Bengals to get it going. Man, Jamar Chase and Chase Brown, they should be upset. They should go to the owner, I don't know who it is, fire everybody on defense. Don't even put a defense out there. Might as well run 7-on-7 on the back end for Cincinnati. My God, they should be ashamed of themselves as well, but not as much shame as the Green Bay Packers. My God, at home, 13, 14.5 point favorites. You go out there and stink it up versus Bryce Young, 102 passing yards, Jay Rich? That's it? Bryce had 102. Wasn't like you threw 4 or 5 touchdowns, no touchdowns, 1 interception, and you lose. You should be ashamed. Jay Rich, how you doing this morning, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, it's funny that for this season, right, we always go back to the Falcons' loss against Carolina, 30-0, as the worst loss of the season. Then, you could maybe say it was when the Packers lost to the Browns, but yeah, that loss to Carolina at home, man, it was a doozy. It was a whirlwind. It was like another classic Jordan Love experience.
Absolutely.
And why we always say, like, is Jordan Love really that guy? Or is he kind of just a guy in a great offense? Because if you're a guy, you just simply cannot lose a game like that. You just can't.
Here's the sounder. Shame.
You're going to have HBO after us, right?
Shame. Ring the bell. Shame them. All damn show. Jay, we got a lot to talk about. We don't have a lot of time to do it today. So let's get right into it. Bad injuries. Bad injuries this weekend, Jay Rich. Tucker Kraft feared to have a torn ACL. I mean,
we get one tight end back and we lose another, right?
I mean, he was balling out. He was balling out. We were talking about him being a damn top tight end on the season. Now Tucker Kraft probably going to miss the season. I think this is a big loss for Green Bay.
One of the reasons they lost, right?
This is a big loss for Green Bay. A big loss. Like, losing to Carolina as one thing. Inexcusable. Losing Tucker Kraft in the process is like kick to the balls, man. It is. Yep. This is rough. And those of y'all out there that have those balls, you know how it is. Sometimes it's that little tap, right? That little tap that hurts worse than a full foot. This was the tap, the kick, the punch. I don't know where Green Bay goes from here, man. I mean, Romeo Doubs got some more looks. They're going to have to get Matthew Golden involved. I saw Luke Musgrave come in. He caught 3, but bad loss for Tucker Kraft. Torn ACL. This is at least feared not good for Green Bay. And then, of course, the big injury, the elbow arm of Jayden Daniels. We saw that happen last night in very meaningless football.
Late, yeah.
Commanders are 3-6. This season could not have gone worse for them. I mean, Daniels hurt, McLaurin hurt, old team, relying on Zach Ertz. Dan Quinn, what are you doing? Devastating loss, man. And I'm listening to other NFL analysts talk about this, and the stark reality, it just hit. I was listening to Maurice Jones-Drew because I don't have ESPN on YouTube anymore, so I had to listen to that NFL Network post game, just sort of show recap, and he was very not as overreaction. He's just like, injuries happen in football. Like, it's 100% guarantee. Players get hurt. The big thing was the accountability taken by the head coach. What do you do next? But he's just like, this is what happens in football. Like, players get hurt. It's a 100% injury guarantee sport. It's just unfortunate it happened to one of the bright young stars in the NFL who really this season hasn't been great. I mean, Jayden Daniels, this season has been marred by injury. It was not the second year sophomore performance that we wanted. And Jones-Drew just said, Jay, he said, when you've got a mobile quarterback that runs around and subjects himself to hits, it's just what's going to happen.
Yeah, and thankfully for everyone who loves Jayden Daniels, it wasn't his throwing elbow, right? It was his left elbow. Probably going to miss the entire season, or at least projects to miss the rest of the season, especially the way the Commanders are trending. But yeah, completely meaningless game at the end of that he ultimately got hurt, and sucks for him. And we're going to get into other quarterbacks that run as well, but this is the problem with Jayden Daniels. You know, even coming out of college at LSU, we always said, what's the biggest issue with him is he takes some of the biggest hits you've ever seen because he refuses to kind of take himself out of harm's way. And even on this play, it wasn't that bad. It didn't look like he really put himself in harm's way, but ultimately got hurt as a result. And thankfully for him, it wasn't the throwing elbow, right? Because that would have been a much larger concern if it could impact his ability to throw the football. But the Commanders season is done, man. It was done a long time ago. And Seattle, right on the other end, Sam Darnold looking great once again. 17 straight completions to start the game, which tied a franchise record, 330 yards, 4 touchdowns. Looked great.
Yes.
How good is this Seattle team? And more importantly, how good is Sam Darnold?
I mean, he's awesome. I posted a video on the channel, Rookie or the Vet, last Thursday, right? Talking about some of these retread quarterbacks and how well they've been playing. Sam Darnold did his thing. Aaron Rodgers did his thing to win at home over Indianapolis. Mac Jones, we're talking about Sam Darnold, 17 straight. Mac Jones had completed 14 straight at one point in time on the road for San Francisco. Listen, it works. Sometimes these things don't, like, it hasn't been a smooth road for him, but Sam Darnold looks incredible. He looks incredible. The Seahawks team, there are so many weapons. They're doing it without a strong running game right now. They're doing it with, in my opinion, a player who should be talked about as the best wide receiver in the NFL this season. He was flawless. Jayden Daniels, this was a struggle for him from the jump. You could tell from their first drive. I think in the Commanders' first drive, he had like 2-3 rush attempts. You could tell it was just about to be all Jayden Daniels. It was whatever. They were going as far as his arm and his legs could take him. And unfortunately for everybody, it ended in the fourth quarter. And listen, Jay, a lot of people are talking about it, okay? A lot of people are talking about it. Mama Daniels doesn't want people talking about it, but you're not going to avoid it this week. You're going to hear it. You're going to see it. The player himself tweeted out a video of himself last night, not saying anything to insinuate what we're about to talk about. Are you feeling Robert Griffin III vibes right now with Jayden Daniels? People are already talking about it. Commanders do this shit. Rush the players back. Shouldn't be on the field in certain moments. You put him out there. He's hurt. Superstar rookie year for Robert Griffin. Got hurt late. They rushed him back. They did. For those of y'all who don't remember the RG3 era fully, Jay, and you may not even remember this, when he was trying to return from that ACL injury, they had this full-blown Adidas campaign about him. Like, he'll be back, ready to start week 1. The return of Robert Griffin III. And it just felt like Washington at the time kind of like rushed him back on the field. and the rest was sort of history. But people are making the comparisons now to Robert Griffin III. Both of them similar type builds, athletic quarterbacks, very mobile, extremely successful rookie seasons. Are there parallels there?
I mean, there's some parallels, right? Because he keeps getting hurt. But I think at the same time, you look at RG3 and you look at Jayden Daniels and you say, well, how are they getting hurt? Like, this injury is more of a freak injury, right? He was falling, it was awkward, and his elbow and his arm bent the wrong way. So I'm not going to go as far to say that it is the same. But yeah, you know, when you look at Jayden Daniels, you say, well, how does this guy run around in the NFL, get hit consistently, and not continue to miss time? He is a player that you look at him and say, yeah, he could probably gain 20, 30 pounds. And then at that point you say, okay, he's pretty solid. We'll be able to handle those hits, but he's just too slender right now. And I don't know if he can change his game to where he can gain the weight and still perform at the same level he did before. He probably can, especially with how good his arm is. But I don't think I'm going to go as far as to make the comparisons just yet because his injuries have not been all in the lower half. This one is obviously in the upper area in the arm. So it's not quite the same, but definitely people are going to make the comparisons because it's the same team, right?
Yeah.
It's different ownership, different management. I think it's more so an indictment on Cliff Kingsbury, who's regressed significantly as an OC in year 2. And Dan Quinn. And Ray, I don't remember this exactly, but didn't the same thing happen to Dan Quinn when he went to Atlanta? First season was relatively successful, and then they regressed in year 2, and ultimately he was fired as a result. Like, it feels like the Commanders are kind of going down that same path, and I'm curious to see, like, what does ownership do? Because we thought they were headed the right direction, bringing in quality talent, adding to Jayden Daniels, but it seems like they've regressed so much to the point where it's like, thank God he's not playing, because this injury probably could have been a lot worse, or another injury could have been a lot worse for Jayden Daniels should he continue to play behind this offensive line and on this very, very poor team.
Yeah, we know Dan Snyder's not there. We're just talking about the two damn players, athletic players for the same team, drafted number 2 overall, successful rookie seasons marred by second season injuries, right? That's really what I'm talking about when we're saying the parallels. Yes, we know it's not Dan Snyder anymore in Washington. It's not the damn Redskins. It's the Commanders. We know that. But it does, like, that's the narrative out there that this has happened before in this situation, right? This has happened before in this situation. It's different damn TCU teams, too. Yet the wide receivers all stink that get drafted out of there, Jay. JSN, balled out again. Sam Darnold layering throws over the shoulder, 8 for 129, increasing his NFL lead. He's doing everything. Rookie wide receiver Torrey Horton balled out in absence of Cooper Kupp, who could miss multiple weeks with this injury. He's older, hamstring injury, soft tissue stuff. Torrey Horton, 2 touchdowns, 4 catches, 48 yards. Absolutely stock up for him. My question to you, rest of season, Jay Rich. Rest of season, Jackson Smith-Njigba in this offense, dominating, commanding it all. Only thing he didn't do last night was score a touchdown. 4 different players scored. All 3 tight ends scored. And then Torrey Horton had 2 of them. They can't run the ball. Darnold dialing up shots. They throw the ball downfield more than anybody else in the NFL, and he's taking all the air yards. Rest of season, would you rather Jackson Smith-Njigba or Rashee Rice?
Rashee Rice.
Wow. Rest of season, Jackson Smith-Njigba or Justin Jefferson?
I'll take Jackson Smith-Njigba.
JSN or Jamar Chase?
I will take Chase.
JSN or Puka Nacua?
I'll take Puka Nacua.
JSN or CeeDee Lamb?
I'll take CeeDee Lamb.
So you would have, wow, I would definitely take JSN over Rashee Rice rest of season. I would probably take him over CeeDee Lamb rest of season, and I'm a Cowboys guy. Like, he's getting everything in this offense, and he's dominating. He's leading the league and all the metrics. Jamar Chase, I'm probably still taking Chase and his 20 targets a game. Puka Nacua, rest of the season, I can make a case for Jackson Smith-Njigba over Puka Nacua. I definitely would take him over Rashee Rice, though.
But Rashee Rice is scoring a touchdown every week. Aren't you just going to bank
he scored
on that?
A rushing touchdown this week, 4 for 80, scored a rushing touchdown on the week. You're saying, but he scores a touchdown, but Jackson Smith-Njigba is commanding 50% of the opportunities in a very efficient Seattle offense, leading the league in receiving. So what?
Yeah,
what
he's doing.
Yeah.
But you're talking about the best of the best, right? When you're talking about a
he's
player
in
averaging,
that category.
80, 100 yards receiving, that's what Chase can do. That's what CD can do. That's what Rice can do when he's playing at a high level, right? And so, again, for me, it's like, well, who do I think is going to see the most volume? And that's why I lean to CeeDee Lamb. I lean to Chase. and I lean even to Rice because I like the scoring potential. And in the case of Puka,
Hold
Matthew
on,
Stafford is leading the NFL in touchdowns right now.
See, y'all do stupid stuff in the morning sometimes, right? Like, do we understand that football is a week-to-week game? It's a week-to-week game, right? Every week brings something new. So now is what about your golden boy, Rome Odunze? We haven't even gotten there yet, but let's do it.
Get there.
We'll get there, but I just want to, like, when I see stuff like this, I'm like, what the fuck are we doing, man? Like, you know what I mean? For the first 5 weeks of the season, it was golden and great. Last week when he had 100 yards, nobody had an issue, right? Nobody had an issue. But one bad week, oh, man, now he's well, then drop him. How about this? EVD's 17, drop him. Drop him or trade him. If he's a certified bum, get rid of him. Get rid of him. Move him. Put your money where your mouth is and move him. Trade him this week. I guess the game, right, Jay? Should we bury Jonathan Taylor? What about the offensive player of the year? Should we cut him? 40 yards.
Maybe.
Bijan ain't had over 50 yards in 3 straight games. Just a bum, right? We should just move on. Screw it. He stinks. No good. He can't get over 50 rushing yards. Jahmyr Gibbs, what about him? Did he have a good week? Did Gibbs have a good week?
Nope. A bad week for the running
Might
backs,
as well. Got to drop him, right? Got to drop him. Yeah. If you don't dominate week in and week out, got to drop him. Yeah. Come on, man. What are we doing? Chat says they would have taken Jackson Smith and Jigba over everybody except for Chase. JSN over Puka.
At that point, why not just take him over Chase?
I would still take Chase because he's getting so much, man. It's just Flacco's been, since coming to Cincinnati, I think he's been like a top 5 quarterback 3 of the 4 games. Yeah. He's been in Cincinnati. Yards, I mean, it's awesome. Rest of the season, though, man, JSN is a baller, man. JSN, I'm taking him over just about everybody on that list, Jay. But we got to move on. Chiefs, Bills, battle of the MVP frontrunners. And there should be a clear leader for the NFL MVP, at least 2025 season coming out of week 9. It is Josh Allen, Jay Rich. It's Josh Allen. We've kind of been on the fence, right? Like, is Allen going to be there? What's going to happen in this matchup? 50.5 point total in this one. They damn near got there, but it really didn't feel like Kansas City was doing much offensively. It felt like it was a lot of scheme and dink and dunk and Mahomes under pressure. I think it was his career high in pressures, career low in completion percentage. It was a rough go for Kansas City, and their inability to run the ball really showed in this one. I'm not saying it's because they didn't have Isaiah Pacheco. Probably Kareem Hunt at his advanced age has something to do with it. He's a tough runner, but there are very little explosives created on the ground. Patrick Mahomes didn't run around a lot because he was under duress the whole game. Kelsey kind of did what Kelsey does. Rashee Rice had 80. Big concern for me coming out of this one is Xavier Worthy. I'm quite panicked on his usage and how he's operating in this offense. Josh Allen, no wide receivers, no problem. I'm just going to throw the ball to Dalton Kincaid. I'm going to run for 2 touchdowns. James Cook is a stud. I know he didn't get in the end zone, got vultured twice, got tackled at the 1 2 times, right? But he still had over 100 yards rushing. James Cook looked great. Talk about this matchup, Chiefs, Bills, big takeaways coming out of it.
I mean, I thought the Bills dominated this game, honestly, right? You just look to what they were able to do, whether it was throwing the football and especially running the football. That was our biggest takeaway is, we saw how much success they had against Carolina. And we said, can you do that against Kansas City, though? Are you able to run the football that effectively? And James Cook toted the rock 27 times for 114 yards. It wasn't overly efficient James Cook that we're used to seeing, but it was the right balance of run and pass that kept the defense guessing and made Josh Allen extremely efficient through the air. That's why he had a QBR of 83.9. That's why his QB rating was 123.2, and he threw for 273 yards, 23 for 26. He was great in this game. He's been, I'm not going to say sleepwalking, but he's been kind of just doing whatever for a few weeks to get some wins. Didn't have to do a whole lot, but the MVP showed up, and he showed up in a big way, and he showed Patrick Mahomes why he's 5-1 against him in the regular season. But Ray, can they translate this into the playoffs? That's the number one question. They always beat Kansas City at home, and in particular in the regular season, but can they do it finally in the playoffs? What do you think?
If they play like this, why can't they? Defensively, they caused so many issues for this Chiefs offense. We hadn't seen them look like that all year. I wrote about it in Yahoo. They kind of looked mortal in that matchup. We've seen Kansas City kind of do whatever they wanted offensively, move the ball wherever, and they just eliminated all of that. They eliminated all of that. They played complimentary football on the defensive side. Patrick Mahomes had 15 completions, man. He had 15 completions, sacked 3 times, QBR 50, career low for him. Career low. So can Buffalo get it done and continue this over in the playoffs? We'll see. But coming out of week 9, they are, a couple of games back, 1 game back of Denver for the lead in the in Denver.
Yeah, but they're not even in the playoffs right now because they're 3rd in the AFC West.
Who's that? The Bills?
No, the Chiefs.
The Chiefs. Well, I'm talking about Bills are 2nd to Denver. That's what, yeah.
No, they're 3rd.
They're 3rd? Okay.
Because you have Indy, New England, Denver, then Buffalo. So they're actually 4th.
4th? Okay. All right.
They're the first wild card, I'm pretty sure.
First wild card. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. We'll see very soon. But yeah, how concerned are you for Worthy? Somebody said that he is the.
I think you should be very concerned.
JMO. The JMO of this.
I was going to say that. Who are you more concerned about? Because we had the JMO breakout, bounce back, whatever you want to call it. It was fine for JMO. It wasn't good. It wasn't great, but it was fine.
It was not great.
He did his thing. But I think I'm more concerned about Worthy than JMO. Like, I'd say I'm significantly more concerned about Worthy than JMO. Because he doesn't do enough in this offense, right? He's basically Hollywood Brown in this offense right now. And no one wants to start Hollywood Brown. And Hollywood Brown's going to outproduce him certain weeks. It's Rice, it's Kelsey, and it's whatever you get out of the running game. Those are the 2 guys you want. Unfortunately, at least right now, it's not Xavier Worthy.
All right, Jay, let's move on and talk about a game that, the storylines for this one, there were a lot of points. We knew there would be a lot of points. 47-42. If you would have told me going into the game, Bears were going to put up 47, Caleb was going to have 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, only sacked twice, right? That they were going to get another passing touchdown out of a receiver, right? Trick play.
Yeah.
I would have bet the mortgage that Odunze had a big day. I would have bet the mortgage, Jay Rich. We wouldn't have a house today. We'd be
on foreclosure.
We'd be homeless. We'd be living out of the pickup truck right now. Because not only did he not ball out, he didn't do a damn thing, Jay. 0 for 0.0 average, 0 touchdowns. The long was 0. The targets might have well have been 0. 3. Nothing. Caleb Williams caught a touchdown pass. Olamide Zaccheaus. Loveland, breakout. Colston Loveland coming in the game, Jay Rich, coming into week 9. He had a grand total of 11 catches, 118 yards, and no touchdowns. In week 9, he had 6 catches, damn near doubled up. Over half, 50% of his season-long catches. 118 yards. 100% max. He maxed it out. What he had weeks 1 through 8, he got that this week. And then he doubled up in the touchdown department, right? 200% more touchdowns. Balled out. All it took was Cincinnati not being able to play defense. No one wants to tackle on the back end. They ought to be ashamed. They ought to be ashamed. Not the biggest shame on the week, but they ought to be ashamed.
Ray, I don't know, man. You want to talk about... I hear you on Green Bay, but they had the lead with, 40 seconds to play, and all they had to do was play a little bit of defense.
Tackle.
And they let
Colston Loveland
they're the shame of the like
You think they're the shame of the day? You think this is the shame team of the day? I don't. Because
Cincinnati's bad, but man... They basically didn't even try to tackle. He looked like Marshawn Lynch in the open field, and he just ran to the end zone. Battle
ought to be cut. They ought to cut his ass today. I don't understand how you're tackling how we tackled in high school, man. Wrap up. First and foremost, let's give Caleb some credit because the throw was a dart. The throw was beautiful. It was a beautiful throw by Caleb Williams, who looked very, very good on Sunday. But yeah, tackle him. Tackle him. Tackle him.
At least try.
Try. Pinch the bitch. Do something, Jay Rich. They did nothing. 58 yards later, game over.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and somehow it still wasn't over after that. They still had a couple of shots, and you were kind of like, hey, I got to watch this last 7 seconds because you never know. But yeah, talk about the breakout. You had 2 rookies from Chicago, Kyle Monungai looked awesome. We have talked about him on the show. Big fan of his game. He did exactly what was expected. Balled out. Now, damn Britton Brown that got the touchdown, he got loose on one of his handful of carries. He scored, but it wasn't like a goal line score. He was like 20-something yards out. Cincinnati just spread their legs and said, come get it, and he scored a touchdown. But what are your thoughts on Chicago's offense? Do you feel that they've bounced back, or is this just like this is what happens when you play Cincinnati?
It's definitely a little bit of what happens when you play Cincinnati, right? But at the same time, this is kind of what I think we've noticed with this Bears team since the bye week. They are putting an emphasis on the running game. Ray, they ran for 283 rushing yards. It was the most they've ran for since 1984.
Wow.
Right? So it's not like this is just a great performance. Monungai, 26 carries, 176 yards. Like, as a team, they ran for the most they've ran for in over 50 years. Or maybe it's almost 50 years. Yeah, sorry, 40 years. Like, that's what's crazy about this team and we know that Ben Johnson wants to run the football. Now, the question is what does this split look like when Swift is back? Right? Because
they can't put it back, Jay.
But
they can't put it back
Monungai
in the
has
bottom.
to play. Like, this is your David Montgomery, and we're not going to say Jahmyr Gibbs because
we're
he's
not going to say
DeAndre
Gibbs.
Swift. This
your
is
Monty
back
and
when
Swift.
Swift's on Detroit, right? Yeah, it's your Monty and Swift. That's what it is. But I think it's like this is the balance that Caleb needs. We talk about Caleb's struggle. We talk about how Caleb needs to improve. Having a phenomenal rushing attack drastically makes things easier for him on the back end because you have to account for the running game. Now, they're not going to play Cincinnati every week, and Cincinnati's been getting crushed on the ground every single week. But I think they put together a good offensive plan, and we'll see what they do next week. I'm not going to say it's all fixed, but it was a great offensive performance from the Bears.
Jay, Kyle Monungai looked awesome. I see some questions in the chat. What do you do with him? Like,
hold him.
I'm riding. I'm riding, baby. I am on the saddle. I think that these drum beats around Kyle Monungai, Jay, we've been saying it on the show since this has been what he's been talking about him all damn offseason.
He has.
Mini camp, training camp, the consistent drum beat around Kyle Monungai has been present all season long. Now, I get it. The veterans there, DeAndre Swift is there, and they're not going to turn the backfield over to Kyle Monungai, and I don't think they're going to turn the backfield over to him this week either. Going into week 10, I don't think it's going to be all him. Once Swift is back, you play Swift as well. But I think he is right there on the flex radar every single week, even with DeAndre Swift on the field. We're dogging out the Cincinnati defense, which was awful. We know they're the worst. Chicago's ain't no better. Yes. I mean, Chicago's ain't no better. All right? Joe Flacco, QB2 on the week right now, 400 and... Jay Rich, 470 yards?
With the shoulder sprain.
10 yards an attempt? Am I reading this right? 4 touchdowns, interceptions, we don't give a damn. We don't care. Joe Flacco. We throw them all you want. You're going nowhere. We don't care. We don't care. T. Higgins, I mean, he's reaching over the head of defensive backs, making ridiculous catches, 2 touchdowns. Jamar Chase, hey, no 20-target game for Chase, still 6 for 111. Hey, this was a disappointing game for Jamar Chase. I'm disappointed, Jay Rich, that Jamar Chase just got me 6 catches. Only 6 for 111. You know how spoiled we are? I'm disappointed in Chase. That's how good he is. At 6 for 11 is just like ho-hum.
Yeah.
Chase Brown, finally, Joe Flacco turned into that Flacco that we knew that likes to check down to the running back, 14 targets, 8 for 75. Chase Brown was feeling himself so much, he was just cussing up a storm in the press conference. Defense has got to do their effing job. What the F are we doing? We put up all these points. What the F? Chase Brown acting like he's damn superstar out there. This Bears defense stinks too. So I don't. Who do they have next? Who does Chicago play next? Oh boy, the Giants.
Oh,
Jay. It's a little later on the show sheet. It's a little later down the show sheet, but I'm serious, man. Jackson Dart is a goddamn tank. We're gonna do a would you rather dynasty. Jackson Dart. I went into the week thinking without Cam Scatterboo, can't stream him, dude. Yeah, like there's not enough rushing attack. There's no receiver. Jackson Dart. I know the Giants are not winning games, but from a fantasy football perspective, dog, like just his ability to run, He's had a rushing touchdown, 4 or 5 straight games since taking over as the quarterback for the Giants. This dude's been a top 12 quarterback damn near every single week. He is a full-blown truck. I don't give a shit about the schematic approach, this and that. What he does week in and week out with the collection of talent around him, man, that is the offensive rookie of the year. Balling, Jackson Dart. We ain't there yet. You can say what you want, Keegan. You can say whatever the hell you want. Glaze them points. How about that? Glaze them top 10 finishes, right? You want to hold on to priors because you don't like them, that's fine. Don't get the points then, right? But you can't sit up here with a straight face and be like, this dude ain't balling for fantasy football. If you are, you're a lie. Look yourself in the mirror and say, call yourself a liar. Because he is. Jay, he's a tank. He's an absolute unit with no wide receiver, no tight end that can catch the ball, and he doesn't have Cam Scatterbo. Tracy was awful in the matchup too. Damn, Devin Singletary is the best offensive weapon they have is Devin Singletary and a wide receiver who's smaller than me. And Jackson Dart's still getting it done. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. Are we moving on to Giants 49ers?
Well, I mean, just am I wrong?
You're not wrong, but the same conversations we have about Jayden Daniels right now are the conversations that at some point we will probably have about Jackson Dart as well. But to the credit of Jackson Dart,
that's fine.
He is built much differently than Jayden Daniels. He is, but he also does take a lot of hits, and hopefully it doesn't catch up to him. But for now, he is playing great football. And he is playing better than simply a quarterback who can run and runs for 40, 50 a game. He's also delivering through the air as well, right? And that's the credit to him. When he plays at home, he plays significantly better, especially as a passer, but he's doing it both ways right now, on the ground and through the air.
Yeah, he is. He is, Jay Rich. We got to talk Bowers. We've got to talk, man. Got to talk Jags. Got to talk Jags, Jay. We're going to hit this break real quick, though. We're going to hit the break real quick. Run it up. We almost got 400 in here. We almost got 400. Yeah, we are over 400. Hit the thumbs real quick, Jay, because I didn't get your take. Are you concerned about Rome, though? Before we go to break, are you concerned? This was as bad as it gets. He wasn't even a part of the game plan.
I think you have to be concerned, not because I don't think the talent's there. It's just this is an offense that does not have a guy. There is no priority within this offense. It is whoever's open and whoever Ben Johnson thinks gives them the best chance to win. And I think that's the reality of the Chicago Bears offense. There is no, we have to get this guy 7-8 targets a game. It's just who is the best matchup week to week, and you won't really know who to start. And I think that's the problem right now for the Bears.
I see P October saying he's got a tight end that's a weapon. Did you not watch that game? Theo Johnson? I'm just saying, man, he's fine. But there's a lot of passes that just clank off them hands too. Just clank and on the ground. I think they need to upgrade a lot of that, right? Just my personal thoughts. All right, Jay, let's hit the break. When we get back, we're talking Big Brock Bowers. We're talking about no Travis Hunter, BTJ on the rise, right? Ashton Genty concerns, Jay Rich. We're going to talk a little Mac Jones, see what else the people want to do. We will do a Would You Rather Jackson Dart as well. Hit the thumbs up button, like the content. We'll be back after the break. All right, it is Monday, November 3rd. This is Wake Up with Ray and Jay. We are live every Monday, every Wednesday, and every single Friday. Every Tuesday and Thursday, we'll drop a solo podcast covering whatever's happened in the NFL the past week, as well as college football, how those things blend together for Dynasty Fantasy Football. So make sure you check that out. Go to DDFFB. Check out all of the fantasy football content from the other creators over there. Jay Rich, we got to get back at it, man. We got to talk about it. The Jags and the Raiders. The first time in NFL history that both teams scored touchdowns in overtime. We had the longest field goal in NFL history. Cam Little booted a 68-yarder in that matchups. And then for the first time in what feels like in his career, because it's been so damn long that he's been good, Geno Smith was pretty damn good. And don't you know it happened when Brock Bowers comes back? Jay, I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'm going to call out our community a little bit. On Saturday night, I jumped in the Discord, and Scott and I were doing a little Discord stages, and we're just talking, right? We're talking before Sunday night, and everybody is on that Oronde Gadsden train, and deservingly so. And we're asking some questions. Would you move your Gadsden in a first to get Brock Bowers? Would you pay Gadsden and something else to get Brock Bowers or Trey McBride? And the answer, Jay Rich, was, oh, no, I don't. I don't think I'd do that. I don't think I would do that. Gadsden's just as good. He's got just as much upside with Justin Herbert. Not one, not two, 3 touchdowns. And I don't know about you. Tyler Warren, pretty damn good, right? Good tight end. Very good tight end, right? Very good tight end.
Not that
good. Tyler Warren, very good tight end. Tucker Kraft, very good tight end, right? Dalton Kincaid, very good tight end. When number 89 gets the ball, he doesn't look like a tight end. He does not move like a tight end. He's not treated like a tight end. He doesn't move like a tight end. Like, I tweeted it out in our article. This isn't just the best tight end in football. This is a top 10 player in the NFL. He's a top 10 weapon in the NFL. Brock Bowers is the best tight end in football. And if you're just talking about pass catcher relative to their team, maybe you put Jamar Chase, you put Puka Nacua, you put, Jackson Smith and Jigba.
But he's in the conversation, right?
He's in that era. He's in that tier of receiving weapon, mismatch nightmare. Incredible. And Geno Smith looked good. He looked good. Throwing the ball. Doesn't give a damn about Jacoby Myers. Doesn't give a damn about Trey Tucker. Doesn't give a damn about that Jack Besh, right? No Deontay Thornton. It's all Brock Bowers. It's all BB. Big Brock Bowers. Jay Rich. Triple B's. LeVar balling out there. Bowers, man.
He was certainly LeVar balling out there.
He was balling.
Brock Bowers, 13 targets, Ray. The next closest player was Michael Mayer with 7. This is what we wanted to see from Brock Bowers. Now, again, I was pretty shocked that Geno Smith put out this performance and Brock Bowers elevated the offense as a whole to this level. But that's apparently just how good Brock Bowers is, right? He was the first tight end since 2014 with 125 yards and 3 touchdowns. And he's also the fastest tight end ever to 1,500 yards, right? Like, this is kind of crazy when you think about how good he's been. And he's doing it with, like, basically nothing at quarterback. If this dude had a real quarterback that was good, oh my God. But if Geno Smith's going to play at this level, then you should feel confident that Bowers can deliver tight end 1 numbers every single week. But throughout the season so far, we've seen the up and down with Geno. And the question has to be asked is, can he really do this again? Is Bowers good enough to make Geno look this good every single week?
Yeah. Maybe not every single week, but more weeks than not. Like, just look at how competent they were offensively with him there. Now, they still lost the game because Geno said, hey, that's football, brother. They asked him, why did he double clutch the wide open 2-point conversion? Geno with a straight face and a smile said, man, that's football, brother. I mean, if that's your response,
getting paid.
I mean, you know what? You're right. That is, I've got nothing else. You are correct. Geno Smith. Bowers is crazy, man. Quicker than fast, right? Somebody put that in the chat.
He is.
Quicker than fast. He might be faster and quicker than everything, but Bowers, yes. Bowers is good enough to make any quarterback probably. Hell, he had damn people thinking Aiden O'Connell should be the quarterback of the future for a little bit. I mean, he's that good to where where's Aiden O'Connell at right now?
Well, he's hurt, isn't he? Maybe he's recovered by now.
Who knows? It doesn't even matter. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's a rock. I should have rocked you on that one and said it doesn't matter. Where he's at, he had him looking halfway decent last year, Jay Rich. Yes, Brock Bowers is a top 10 player in the NFL, the best tight end in football, and he reminded everybody that. What the reminder that we were hoping to get, that we did not was Brian Thomas. We wanted a reminder that Brian Thomas Jr. was still that dude, Jay Rich. Was still that guy. Travis Hunter, IR. I was dead ass wrong. You asked me on Friday, Ray, you worried about that knee? What did I do? Dismiss it. I'm not worried. He'll be fine. Jay Rich, 62 minutes later, he's on IR.
You might be out for the whole season, which is crazy.
Hey, man, they keep saying the Jags don't believe it's serious, but there's no timetable for him coming back. Something is torn. Something is torn.
Something is definitely either torn or
wrong.
Severely strained, right? Like,
yeah. And you know when it happened, Jay Rich?
More than 4 weeks.
Happened on a goddamn defensive play in practice.
Oof. Don't want to hear that.
Happened with him out there effing around on the defensive side of the ball. Jay.
Yeah, just in that middle of that back pedal. Boom.
In practice. Neither here nor there. Brian Thomas, 3 for 55. You might be like, oh, man, that wasn't that bad, right? Except for 34 of those 55 yards came like in the fourth quarter on one play. And on that play, he hurt his damn ankle.
Yep. How about that Parker Washington, Ray? Wide receiver 1. Better hope you got that Parker Washington off waivers.
Man, I got that Tim Patrick who was out. That Tim Patrick roster who was out. Didn't even know who number 13 was on the field. Last name Jones. Who was that? Don't know. It wasn't Zay. It's not
Tim
Zay because
Jones,
he's
apparently.
I don't know what Jones it was, but
who the hell is Tim Jones?
Who?
Tim Jones is 27, Ray.
Tim Jones.
4th year in the league. Yeah, Tim Jones.
I mean, listen, injury. I know, Josh. I'm sick of it too, man. That's the game, though, right? And it's the unfortunate thing that like we're chasing players in 100% injury. Man, Aaron Jones was looking good until he hurt his shoulder. It just this shit happens and it sucks, man. Sucks. Brian Thomas, where's he fall at? What range? Pull up some wide receivers. Do we know what his injury is? I saw Jeff Mueller, our injury analyst, saying high ankle sprain. High ankle sprain for them.
That's, I mean, at that point, it's week 10.
He's done
going into this week. You might as well
he's done.
At that point, there's nothing left.
And T-Law wasn't even that good, Jay Rich. No touchdowns, 200 yards. He was stank in the game.
Nah, he wasn't very good.
I mean, his individual performance, you feel fine with. 2 rushing touchdowns, you're good with that, right? He's going to be a top quarterback. But like throwing the football, not very good. Where's BTJ at right now? We're going to do Would You Rather Brian Thomas Jr.
He's still pretty high.
Let's
names.
drop him down. Come on, give it to me.
Okay, would you rather Brian Thomas Jr. or Luther Burden?
Oh, come on now. I would take BTJ over Luther Burden. Now I'm not going to get that crazy, Jay Rich. I'm taking Brian Thomas Jr.
Would you rather Brian Thomas Jr. or Jamison Williams?
BTJ.
Okay. Would you rather Brian Thomas Jr. or Michael Pittman?
Pittman. I would take Pittman.
Okay,
I would take Pittman.
We found our level, which is
Pittman's playing
significantly lower than
where's that? Where's
so
we didn't
Pittman
even get
is
many.
Wide receiver 29.
Okay.
And Brian Thomas Jr. is wide receiver 16. But would you rather Brian Thomas Jr. or Zay Flowers?
Zay?
I don't really like Zay, but I think the answer is Zay. Would you rather have Xavier Worthy or Brian Thomas Jr.?
That X-Worthy ain't done shit. That X-Worthy ain't doing nothing right now,
Never been lower. Never been lower.
Give me another name.
DK Metcalf.
God, we're in this range.
You gotta take Metcalf. You have to.
DK.
Okay, would you rather Brian Thomas Jr.
or Shimmery DK?
Or the hopefully traded AJ Brown?
Oh, AJ Brown. You think he's gonna get moved?
Nah, he's not gonna get moved.
Yeah.
Eagles have only been adding pieces. They added 3 pieces because they traded for Jalen Phillips this morning.
Plug our Bleacher Report. We'll be on BR with Kurt Benkert for like 3 hours tomorrow on Bleacher Report.
I think at 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
I think at 2 o'clock.
I think it's a little earlier than that. I think it's a little earlier.
2 Eastern.
Is it 2 Eastern?
Yeah,
we'll be on NFL trade deadline. We're going to go up until the 4 p.m. trade deadline. So scan the QR code at the beginning of the show, and then you'll get the link. But I'm sure it'll be all over. It'll be on Bleacher Report's YouTube channel. So check me and Jay Rich out tomorrow to cover that. I'm actually taking off work to do that, Jay Rich. What else? Who else we got? BTJ
Brian Thomas Jr. or Brian Thomas Jr. or Cortland Sutton?
Are you just talking about are we talking rest of season? Are we talking rest of season? Are we talking rest of season? Or if we're talking rest of season, I would take every receiver that you named over Brian Thomas.
Yes. No, let's go dynasty. Let's get spicy.
Who was it against?
Cortland Sutton. 1 catch, 30 yards, touchdown. Let's go, Bo Nix. Big win in Houston.
I would reluctantly and prayerfully and hopefully take Brian Thomas and just pray that he gets better. That he gets
I'm going to say last name. This one I think is very interesting. Would you rather Brian Thomas Jr. or Ricky Pearsall?
Brian Thomas Jr. I'm just going to take him and pray. I'm telling you, man, I don't feel good, Jay.
So he's ahead of Pickens, Harrison, Hunter,
Smith. I'm taking Pickens over him easily.
Higgins, Waddle, Olave,
easily.
Addison.
Yeah, yes. Even though that we got to talk McCarthy before we get out of here. Is D-Bro in the chat? Is D-Bro in the chat?
Not yet. But yeah, Addison's tough because McCarthy game manager, won the game though.
I had to get the caveat. This is rest of season or dynasty. I didn't expect the names to be that dirty, Jay Rich. I did not expect the names to be that dirty. Big takeaway, like you said, Parker Washington, right? Parker Washington.
Probably a good start rest of season.
Absolutely.
Probably.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Jay Rich, Giants, Niners. The 49ers are getting their money's worth. They said, Christian, if you're going to have some Achilles tendonitis, you want to get old on us, you want to turn 30, 31, we're going to give you everything. You're going to carry the ball 25 times a game. I'm going to throw it to you 10 times a game. Your usage, isn't that the big sort of NBA metric is player usage that really just shows how much.
That's true, yeah.
That is all Christian McCaffrey this year. I think he's RB1 on the week, Jay Rich. Just
probably
feed him 25 rush attempts, throw it to him 15 times. Mac Jones looked good. I get it. It's versus the Giants. Mac Jones looked good in that matchup. George Kittle still hasn't really gotten it going to the degree and the level that we thought. Juwan Jennings got it going. But Jackson Dart, in my opinion, was the big takeaway from that game. CMC's going to do his thing. CMC's RB1. Right? CMC is an elite usage level player, even at this stage of his career. He's going to do his thing. But it's Jackson Dart for me. Again, this dude's top 6 QB on the week, Jay, with no wide receiver, a decent and average tight end. I'm going to give Theo Johnson that. He is baseline average. That's it. He is average as shit, right? Running game, that's below average rushing attack, right? That's a below average rushing attack. Tyrone Tracy and Devin Singletary below average rushing.
Not good.
And he just gets it done every single solitary week. Jay Rich, would you rather time dynasty fantasy football? Keegan.
Okay.
And let me tell y'all something, man. I know y'all be getting on my dog Keegan. I know y'all be getting on Keegan, but Keegan is a loyal viewer of the show. He's like that cousin that you know is full of shit and you just let him do his thing, right? That's family. But
Specially
he's that
able?
cousin.
Is that what they call them?
What'd you say?
I said, do they call them specially able?
No, he's not sitting at the little table at Thanksgiving. He's not over there because you don't want him to mess up. You don't want him to mess up the good tablecloth, Jay. He's just a cousin. That's just him, right? We love Keegan. Who was I talking about? Who the hell was I talking about?
Jackson Dart, would you rather?
Jackson Dart, would you rather? Jay Rich, dynasty fantasy football, because he's a tank. He's a tank. This dude's been a top 10 quarterback with nothing in New York. Jackson Dart or Bo Nix in dynasty?
I will take Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart or Jared Goff in dynasty?
I will take Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart or Kyler Murray?
I will take Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart or Caleb Williams?
I will take Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart or Jayden Daniels?
I will take Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart or Justin Herbert?
I will take Justin Herbert.
Not NFL. Not with because we're gonna get into this with McCarthy and then we're gonna get out of here. Not NFL, fantasy. Jackson Dart, Justin Herbert.
No, I'll take Justin Herbert.
Normally that first train of thought is probably the right one. Final one, tugging at your heartstrings here, Jay Rich. Jackson Dart or Drake May?
I'm taking Drake May.
Okay.
Even though he was kind of the train almost derailed this week against the Falcons, but we won the game, and that's all that matters. And Drake London fucked us up, but we're good.
Hey, listen, I think the fact that he's already there just speaks to the level of confidence, at least from fantasy, that people at least project or have. I've seen a lot of people from the New York atmosphere say I would be in favor of them trading picks to upgrade Dart, whatever they need to do. If you don't want to draft Carnell Tate, like, go get somebody. Go get him his A.J. Brown to pair with Malik Neighbors, right? I'm seeing people say go make moves to build around Jackson Dart.
A.J. Brown, right?
What a draft for them to get Jackson Dart and Abdul Carter in round 1. You land Cam Scatterboo in round 4. I know he's hurt. What a great draft. I mean, those 3 right there, culture changers. They've got their guy. They've got their quarterback of the future. Jackson Dart got it done. Jay, last topic before we get out of here, because old GQ's got to run. And we'll spend more time talking about this on Wednesday, but we cannot get out of here without the return of your boy, who you said was dodging that smoke, Jay Rich. Didn't want to play, right? Just dodging that smoke. Didn't give him a chance to beat the Detroit Lions, neither did I.
Did not.
And somehow, all he does is win, baby, win. 143 passing yards. Sacked 5 times, QBR of 54, but it don't matter, Jay Rich. J.J. McCarthy got the dub, and the Vikings beat the Lions. Gibbs was stank. Laporta balled out. Amon-Ra got it done. Goff was efficient. Justin Jefferson scored.
Didn't show up in this
Hawkinson
game.
scored. Yeah, the Lions didn't show up.
But honestly, this game is a credit, in my opinion, one, to JJ for winning the game. But more importantly, this defense has been on the ropes for weeks now. They got slapped up by the Chargers. They didn't look good the week before that. And for some reason, this is the game against one of the best offenses in the NFL, one of the most unstoppable offenses because of how well they run the football and pass the football. This was surprising. So, like, for me, yes, JJ was great in the moments he had to be great, but in some ways, it is that the Lions just didn't show up in the way I expected them to in this game. But credit to the Vikings. They look good on both sides of the ball.
So I want to be fair to the situation, okay? I think there's 2 sets of JJ McCarthy truthers out there, all right? There's this side that if you're not a Vikings fan, do you really care if he's getting wins? You know, if this were Caleb Williams and he had 143 passing yards, but they got the win, people wouldn't give a shit. He didn't do anything for fantasy, right? The first quarter, he was lights out. I think he was like 6 for 9. He had 2 passing touchdowns in the first quarter. Quarters 2, 3, and 4, Jay Rich, he wasn't good. He was not good, right?
Yeah.
He had an interception called back. The other interception, yes, it was behind Naylor. He kind of got his hand, but it's Jalen Naylor. He's probably not making that play. Like, he had 143 passing yards. He ran the ball in once. Like, are we talking NFL or fantasy? Because fantasy-wise, like, if I have Addison and Hawkinson, like, I'm just like, I don't know, man. He completed 14 passes. Half of them came in the first quarter. And then the next 3 quarters, he completed 7 more passes the whole game. You know, less than 5 yards an attempt, a completion. I'm just looking at I can't dog McCarthy out. I liked him a lot in the process, but I don't give a crap if the Vikings win or lose. I don't care. I don't care.
He's a rookie quarterback, right?
He's a rookie quarterback.
He's a rookie quarterback. And rookie quarterbacks aren't supporting 3 pass catchers in offense. They may barely support 2 pass catchers in offense. And even in this game, we're lucky that Justin Jefferson scored. And credit to McCarthy, it was a great throw to Jefferson, who made a great play in the end zone.
Yes.
But outside of that, there's just nothing that you clamor to and say, this is going to be great for fantasy. And this sucks because the Vikings, I'm pretty sure, for the rest of the season, have the best wide receiver schedule in the NFL. I'm not, and I see Debra on the chat. Shout out to my dog. He's here, right?
I'm not dogging him out. I'm not. But I'm also not making anything up. I'm not creating a false narrative. All I'm saying is he played well he played excellent in the first quarter. Excellent. Jay Rich, it couldn't have started any better for him if you drew it up, right? He was excellent, right? Excellent. But quarters 2, 3, and 4, he wasn't. And I'm not saying he should have been. I'm not dogging him out. But this idea that you can't call out anything where there's Caleb played awesome, but you know what people are going to say? Oh, it was just the Bengals, and if they had tackled Colston Loveland, we can't do that. You can't pick and choose when you want to highlight certain positives and certain negatives, right? Because we give him shit all the time, right? Ray, if Caleb had this game, you would be caping up just saying, no, I wouldn't. You know how many times I've come on here to say Caleb was stank?
Caleb's had this game for multiple weeks, right? Where they win the game, but he doesn't do anything.
D-bro, you gotta get out. Since you want to keep it a buck, you gotta get out of your emotions. You gotta get out of you. First of all, you don't coach Minnesota. You're not even a Vikings fan, so you shouldn't give a damn whether they win or lose, right? I understand the draft takes that we have. We want to be right. But to sit up here and be like it was a flawless game is not right. That's not true. Patrick Mahomes is an MVP frontrunner and he didn't play a good game. That's okay, right? Dak Prescott last week versus the Denver Broncos, high-flying offense, he was shit. Play better. Like, it's okay to say that I like this guy. And you know why you feel that way? It's because you've been out on a limb, right? And the dude ain't played. So now you feel like you gotta scramble to justify it. But it's his third career start. And it wasn't flawless. There were some encouraging signs, no doubt about it. But like, come on, man. Like, you keep it real. You keep it real.
Ray, they got the Ravens next week. What do you think?
I think that we'll see another positive step. That's what I want to see. His fourth career start versus a defense that's gotten better, right? It's gotten better. But it's still, I don't have a lot of belief in it. I would love to see Aaron Jones on the field. I'd love to see Aaron Jones on the field for them because Jordan Mason
hadn't been anything through the air, man. Yeah. He is a net negative through the air. It's embarrassing.
Yeah. I think that they can find success versus Baltimore. I think Kevin O'Connell is a good enough coach, and I think McCarthy has the tools and the skills to execute that offense in a way that puts him in a position to win games, right? The thing that he did not do he didn't seem like he was putting the ball in harm's way like Carson Wentz.
That's true.
Right? He might not have. Yes, he air-mailed some passes. Yes, he was behind some throws, but it didn't feel like he put the ball in harm's way like Carson Wentz did. So what I want to see, I'd love to see him run a little bit more. Like, I'd like to see him use his legs a little bit more, but first game back, you're probably not going to get that. Yeah, it's Drake May. Ravens defense is better, D-bro, but I don't know. You know what I mean?
We'll see how they look, right? Because we feel like they've been building to something, but if they got slapped by Minnesota, you wouldn't be shocked either. No, I think they're still kind of on fraud watch as far as their defense goes.
I think there were a lot of positives. It wasn't a flawless game, but for all the pressure, because some people thought he'd go out there and I thought it would be rough, man. And he did get touched up, right? The offensive line was a little bit of a mess. But ultimately, like, when you do win, you get some confidence to you. So hopefully going into the Baltimore game, that continues to carry over. We see him progress and move through the offense and things just get better. But right now, you know, if I'm talking about pass catchers that I feel confident in, it's Justin Jefferson, and that's really it.
Yeah.
That's really it. Stop it, 100%. Waffle House. Waffle House said, I'm trying to pump up them JJM shares so I can sell.
That's why we got Debro in the chat.
Yeah, we don't gotta sell. It is what it is, man. Jay Rich, hit the music. We gotta go. Hit the music. Get us out of here, Jay. We will be back on Wednesday for an extended show.
We're gonna talk some Terrell Jennings. Made some money off that, Ray.
You did. I saw it. You just saw it.
I did. I made-
You had him for 2 touchdowns. He only got 1.
I should have cashed it out, but
You had him for
I was
2.
like, you know what?
You had him
My
for
guy,
2.
Terrell Jennings, baby.
We got to talk to. We got a lot to talk about on Wednesday, but we appreciate y'all pulling up. Jay, get us out of here.
Thank you, everybody, for tapping in. Make sure you like and subscribe. And, of course, we'll be back to talk even more NFL Week 9 on Wednesday. But make sure you check us out on Bleacher Report. Ray GQ, myself, James Palmer, and Kirk Bankert will be going through everything live and as it happens on Bleacher Report. I believe at 2 o'clock. We will confirm and tweet that all out so you guys can find it. But thank you for tapping in, and we'll see you guys tomorrow on BR for our trade deadline special. We're out. Peace.
Peace.